Hello, hello. Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. It is the 31st of July 2024 for anyone who might be watching this back. Uh, but welcome. Welcome to a discussion tonight on all things health and wellness and the reason why some incredible women have jumped into this space and wanting to share more with others about what this looks like for them. So we're going to hear some personal stories. The main person that we are spotlighting this evening is the beautiful Annie. And she has invited people along to be able to have a listen to not only her own health and wellness journey, but other bits and pieces that have connected us all together here in this incredible community. So I will get out of the way. And Annie, I will come off mute, hun, and I will spotlight you. And we would love to hear what it is that has drawn you into this beautiful space.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So for me, it started back in 2021. I had my first baby in 2020. And so it was that postpartum stage. And I was really struggling with my health because I was also, my endometriosis had come back really bad. And at that point, I think it was 5 or 6 surgeries because of endometriosis. So I felt like I had tried everything else. And a beautiful friend was sharing about the Juice Plus products. And I thought, I'm going to give this a try and see if this works. Within a month of being on, that time a month came around and I had no pains and symptoms. And I was in shock because I thought this is too good to be true. And I thought to myself, I'll give it another month and I'll see if the same thing happens. So the next month came around and I had no pains and symptoms again. But last year, I decided to change health and wellness companies. And because of that, I stopped taking Juice Plus, but my health went right back down again. I was pregnant with my second baby as well, and that was a really traumatic pregnancy because I was in hospital from around 21 weeks pregnant until 27 weeks when they had to get him out by a emergency cesarean. And it wasn't just the normal one where what they do today, just cut you one way. They had to cut me down as well. So my health physically was in a really bad way. And then mentally as well, because I was having to go in and out of the hospital for over 3 months. So by the time I actually got my son home, I was just in a really bad way with my health. Everything was playing up. My endometriosis was flaring up again really bad. And I sat in that a little bit too long, longer than I would like to admit, before I decided that I needed to go back to what I knew worked the last time. So I jumped back on the Juice Plus products again, and the same thing happened within a month. I watched as my health started to get really good again. And it's now been, I think, around 8 months I've been back on the products. And I look back to where my health was last year and to where I am now, and it's just completely different. And so that's a little bit about my story and where I am at now. I think I'm passing it to Renee next.
Thanks, Annie. And I just love hearing your story. Wow, what an incredible journey you've been on. Hello, those of you who don't know me. My name is Renee, and I'm a Melbourne mama of 2 boys, crazy, crazy kids. I've been in this space now for 2.5 years, and I honestly can say I haven't looked back. Not too dissimilar to Annie. I actually was a preemie mum as well. So I know exactly what it's like to go through such a traumatic experience. So my hat goes off to you. Yeah, it was a really traumatic time. And I think coming out of such an experience like that, I I dealt with a lot of trauma. Well, I didn't deal with the trauma. That was the problem. So I ended up eating my problems and drinking my problems away. And I ended up in a space that I knew wasn't me. I felt incredibly lost, and I knew something had to change. I didn't feel like myself. And, you know, with COVID and everything that happened, um, I ended up looking into dietetics and nutrition. So I started studying and I became fascinated with food and how food can help heal the body, especially with my little Premi and all his health complications that came along with that. And I saw my friend Kirst, and she just looked so happy and vibrant, and she looked like she was glowing. And I was like, I just need to reach out and find out, what is she doing? She's spending all this time with her kids, and this seems to be like her job. Like, tell me, I need to learn more. So I reached out to her, and I was actually invited to an event similar to this that you're watching right now. And I lent in and I got all my questions answered. I fell in love with the products. I tried the products and I jumped into a 6-week challenge where I actually lost 10 kilos. And I think through, yay, through being in proximity with so many people who make health their priority, it naturally just leveled up my own health. The products instantly made me feel like I had more energy, especially with the 2 little kids. And then I realized there was a whole business attached to this as well. And perhaps this could be something for me. Energetically, it just feels right. It was one of those moments where I think everything just lined up. And so after my skeptical hat came off and I lent in, I got all those questions answered. Like I said, it blew my mind, this space and what it could be for people. I think, yeah, just taking that leap of faith as well, and being in proximity with such incredible people like Kat and Annie. Like, it's hard sometimes to call this a job, really. So yeah, I guess one of the things I was a little bit worried about was time. I was worried about if I had enough time being a mom, and at the time I was working part time as well. Could I do this? But through the encouragement of my partner, who encouraged me to go full time after leaving my other job. Fast forward to today, and because of this incredible business and this profession, I'm able to buy back that time that I would have been working a part-time job, which is pretty crazy. I get to do life on my own terms, without sacrificing my health and without sacrificing income. So I've got a purpose and a passion in a space that genuinely lights me up. And so I couldn't be happier every single day. So that's my beautiful story. And thank you for having me. I'm going to pass it back to Kat now.
Oh, I love this. I absolutely love this. And you've touched on the business side of things, Renee, and what that has meant for you. But Annie, I'm going to spotlight you again because we've heard your incredible health journey here and what these incredible products and programs have done for you. But what I would love to know a little bit more about is the fact that you've said yes to joining us in the business community and linking arms with like-minded women who are here to elevate health. So I would love to know, what is it that has drawn you into the wider community and creating this as a business for yourself?
Yeah, I think because I have come from that place of really struggling with my health, my passion is to be able to help people who were feeling how I was, because I know what it feels like to be in that place, physically and mentally. My passion is just to be able to help as many people as I can. And so partnering with this company and this community, with other like-minded women, who absolutely have the same heart to be able to help people, is just a community that I want to be a part of. And like what Renee was saying, it doesn't even feel like work. Like, it's to be able to do this every day and knowing that you're changing people's lives and helping them, is a lot.
Amazing, absolutely. And you've both touched on it beautifully, right? We've got an incredible whole food nutrition support product that is literally fueling our bodies from a cellular level. Pairing that with a holistic health program that not only focuses on what it is that we're consuming, creating family friendly recipes from scratch, knowing what it is that we're putting into our body, to sustainable ways of exercising and moving our body, knowing that you can't always slug it out at the gym for an hour 6 times a week, because it's not a sustainable way of living for most people. But it's really important that we put that trifecta into it and really work on what it is that our mindset brings to our health and wellness. And this is what the products and programs enable us to have. Pairing that with the incredible company, Juice Plus, who has been around for over 50 years, we have a business support system that has so much in place for us to be able to share this with so many other people. So I am Katarina. My story is I am a mum of 3 boys. I have a preemie twins. And so this is what the 3 of us, which we've only worked out tonight in speaking, that we have all had a similar experience here when we have such vulnerability in the little people that we are here and bringing into this world that we are supporting. And this is where our journey as mums begins, with pouring everything into the person that we love so dearly, or in my case, people that we love so dearly. But that also takes away sometimes that focus on our own health and wellness. And as we've all explained, it's so easy for you to set yourself into a way of living where you're not filling your own cup. So I was that person that sat there and I said no for 7 months. I watched along the journey of a beautiful friend of mine. I said, oh, you look amazing, but not for me. I want what you have, but not for me. And I continued to say no. And it wasn't until I got to a point where I'm like, what is the worst that happens here if I say yes and it doesn't work, then we move on, right? So I finally put my hand up and I said yes to me. I was working 4 days a week in a corporate position. I was a municipal councillor at the time, and I also ran a non-for-profit. So not only was I pouring into my family, but I was pouring into everybody else without pouring into me. So I finally said yes. And then I shared my journey. And that inspired other people to step into what it is that I was doing to make those changes for themselves. And then I got introduced to the business and I said no. And then it helped some more people come into this space to change their health and wellness and their mindset around what it is that they need to do. And I still said no to the business. And it wasn't until it was really put in front of me to go, do you not understand the impact that you are making here? And that's where I turned around and I said, I'm being selfish. By not sharing the way I feel with other people, I am being selfish. And that is one thing that we all have in common in this beautiful community, whether you're here to create your own health and wellness, whether you're here to build a massive, beautiful business with connected partners as a full-time, or whether you're doing this as something on the side of working another job that you absolutely love. We all come through this door because we are focusing on our health and wellness, and we want to share that with other people. So I urge you, anyone that is looking back on this beautiful event that we have for you tonight, and I urge you to reach out and have your questions answered, because if you don't ask them, you will never know what this could be for you. So Renee, thank you so much for sharing your beautiful story on what it has meant for you on a personal and business relationship side of things. Connecting arms with you is absolutely been a highlight through this. Annie, you are the one we are spotlighting tonight, and I am so proud of how you've showed up, your authenticity and your pure heart in wanting to help other people feel incredible about themselves. So I would love to be able to share this with the world. I know that all of us would reach out, ask those questions, because you will not regret it. So thank you so much for watching along, and we will connect soon.